We're going to divide this presentation into a number of sections that would be easier for you to understand the most important points. We're going to divide it first of all by giving some general information about the island. And we'll focus about figures and facts about the labour market here in Malta. Then we'll proceed about the things that you should do before moving to Malta. We'll continue by giving you information about how to find and apply for work, residency in Malta, taxes and national insurance. Then we'll go on to some other useful information like education, accommodation, cost of living, etc. And finally we'll conclude by giving you our contact details. So let's get started with this living and working presentation. The Maltese Islands are an archipelago of islands. Malta, Gozo, Nino. The main island is Malta, and the capital city is Valletta. The island of Malta has a landmass of 320 kilometers squared. The total population, as at 2020, is of 441,543. The government is a republic. In other words, it has a president as the head of state. The president is elected by the parliament. We have two official languages, Maltese and English. Maltese is the national language and the language that is spoken between the Maltese residents. On the other hand, English is the official business and work language. We have a state religion, which is Roman Catholicism. Nevertheless, all other religions and denominations have the right to exercise and freedom of expression. We joined the European Union on 1st of May 2004. 4 years later, on the 1st of January 2008, we joined the Euro. Now we focus a bit on the unemployment figures. As you can see from the slide, the unemployment here in Malta, compared to other European countries, is significantly low. It is just 4%, and as you can see, it's one of the lowest in the European Union. And this is one of the reasons why we need a number of foreigners, EU nationals, to move to Malta to fill the gaps and work here in Malta. Now let us divide this 4% of unemployment. If we divide it between males and females, we have 3.8% which are male who are unemployed. On the other hand, 4.2% are women. When we compare this with the youth unemployment, people under 25, first of all, the rate is 8.8%, significantly higher than the 4% as a global total, but still less than many other European countries. If we divide the unemployment rates about youth, we have a different picture. In this case, females have a lower percentage, which stands at 4.7%, and males at 11.9%. If you are planning to move to Malta, there are some important things that you should plan beforehand. You should make arrangements for temporary accommodation. First of all, it's important that you have a booking for either a hotel, guest house, or you have already planned to stay in a home with a close friend or relative. Ideally, you would have started searching for a job before moving to Malta, and eventually if you have secured a job, it would be more beneficial. But nevertheless, if you don't have a job, try at least to have a number of interviews and contacts with employers during the time you spend here. Most employers in Malta want to have a meeting in person before they can offer a contract. Another important thing is to bring with you all the important documents, including graphic identification, driving license, birth certificate, marriage certificate, and even if you have any educational certificates. It is important that you plan carefully your travel and that you have enough funds. Be sure that you have enough time to meet potential employers and to make decisions, and that you have with you all the necessary documents. In this way you avoid unnecessary expenditure. And it is recommended that when you travel to meet employers or to see the island, you travel alone, and then you bring the entire family with you when everything is finalized. Other documents that are important, like social security documents. There are the U1 and U2, or U1 or U2, which are beneficial if you want to settle and you want to become part of the social security system of the island. We'll go into more details later on during this presentation. Obviously, it's important that you have the languages skills necessary to live here. It is important that you have a good level of English to live and work in Malta. Otherwise, it would be difficult to settle. Most employers will request it, and it would make it easier for you to better integrate into the Maltese life. What is EURES, and how can EURES help you? First of all, EURES is made up of 32 member states, the 27 EU member countries, Norway, Iceland and Liechtenstein, Switzerland and the United Kingdom. Obviously, the United Kingdom will not remain part of the European Union and even will not remain part of the EURES structure at the end of 2020. We have around 1,000 trained EURES advisors ready to give you free advice and access to employment services. They are ready to help you with all your needs. Here in Malta, EURES falls under the remit of Jobs Plus, which is the public employment services here in Malta. We will help you to move to Malta by providing you information, guidance, and other things related to all aspects of living and working here in Malta, and thus ensure that you integrate into the Maltese life. One of the main tools is the EURES Portal. The EURES Portal, first of all, is available in the 26 languages that form part of the European Union. You will find various information from job vacancies, labour market statistics, working conditions, information about living and working in the member states. You have an updated CV database that allows employers to reach to their candidates, and candidates can submit their CVs via portal. All these services are free of charge for all the citizens. For more information, you can visit the EURES Portal via this address, eures.europa.eu. Jobs Plus. Jobs Plus is the public employment services here in Malta, and it gives various services to assist job seekers and employers. It assists job seekers in finding employment and matching them with suitable vacancies. Also, there is a tailor-made job search advice offered by unemployment advisors who meet job seekers who form part of his or her caseload. Jobs Plus also assists employers by promoting vacancies and by finding suitable candidates. Jobs Plus also provide training courses and help improve a person's skills and thus making him or her more employable. We provide as well Jobs Plus employment schemes for employers and for job seekers. Jobs Plus, as we have already said, hosts the branch of EURES here in Malta, and we promote and assist in job mobility across the European Economic Union, and we can also assist you with your move to Malta. If you have not yet moved to Malta, there are various channels that can assist you and help you to find a job here in Malta. The best sources where you can find the vacancies being advertised is the Public Employment Services website, which is Jobs Plus, as well as the EURES Portal. On these two websites, you will find the same vacancies available. If you wish, you can register and have an online account on the Jobs Plus website. In this way, you can ensure that you receive a daily email with all the new jobs here in Malta, as well as being able to go through the vacancies and apply online. It is important to note that there are other jobs available that are not advertised on the Job Plus website. You can search through various newspapers as well as company websites and other recruitment. Job search assistance. Once you move to the island, then you can have a more personalized assistance. And so you can register as an unemployed with Jobs Plus to receive this personalized assistance. In normal circumstances, you can go to any of the job centers and register as unemployed. During this particular period, you can do this registration as well via the Jobs Plus website. It is important that you have the online account already. It is important that you amend your personal details on your account. Obviously, you need to be living here in Malta, so you need to amend your address here in Malta. And once you have this online account which is active, you can register online as well. It is important to remember that there are some documents that you need to upload in order to finalize your registration and online accounts, like the passport and a document showing a proof of residence here. Once you are registered, you will attend regular meetings with your advisor and together work and follow a personal action plan. Obviously, meetings can be on-site. In normal circumstances are always on-site, but during this particular period can be on-site or even by phone, by Skype, or by other media. A job seeker cannot refuse work which is offered to him or her, and that is in line with his individual capacity. In addition, the job seeker might also be requested to attend training to enhance his or her ability and skills. Failure to attend to these would result in being stricken off the unemployment register. In other words, he will not be considered anymore an unemployed registrant and will not receive the assistance. Normally here in Malta, we use the Europass CV when applying for a job. It is important that your CV is in English. For more assistance of how to structure your CV and to have an effective CV, you can visit the Europass website that will help you to have a very effective CV. It is important that together with your CV, you attach a covering email or a covering letter. Academic certificates. We already stated that it is important that if you have any academic certificates, that you bring them with you. If these documents are in any other language, not English, it is important that you have official translations of this certificate or certificates. Besides, it is important that you get their equivalence and recognition so that you can use them in Malta as well. This is the same procedure in every European country because certificates that you obtained in one European country can be used in other European countries, but you need to have their equivalence and recognition in the host country. For more information on this subject, you can visit the website of the National Commission for Further and Higher Education. Residents in Malta. EU and EEA nations are entitled to reside here in Malta if they are exercising any treaty rights. What I was saying, treaty rights are you are either working, self-employed, and economically self-sufficient, or you are a student. Besides, spouses, children, grandchildren under the age of 21, and dependent parents or grandparents, not in the case of students, can accompany the EU EAA nationals. After a continuous period of 5 years, the EU EAA national can apply for a permanent residence, provided that she or he has not left the island for more than a 6-month period, with the exemptions from important developments. The residence card. Once you have been living on the country for 3 months, it is important that you apply for the residence card. It is important that you have this document because you will be needing it, especially if you're going to open a bank account, buy, rent, register for government services, or purchase utilities like water, electricity, TV, internet access. For more information about the residence document, you need to visit the Identity Malta website. Besides, if you're going to apply for the residence card, you need to make an appointment with Identity Malta officials. Taxes here in Malta. As in other European countries, VAT is one of the taxations here in Malta, and the standard VAT for most purchased goods stands at 18%. On the other hand, income tax for individuals is between 15 and 35%, depending on the income, while corporate tax is set at 35%. Malta has a system of pay-as-you-earn tax system, pay. So for most people who are employed, tax will be deducted automatically from their salary each month. However, employers and self-employed persons will need to file their own tax returns. For more information, it is recommended that you visit the website of the Inland Revenue of the taxation. Be aware that some employers may choose to apply the non-tax rates for the first 183 days. These rates are the same as above, but the income bands are different. It's important to note that after 183 days, and EU national is considered a tax resident. For more information, you can visit the website of the Commissioner for Revenue, cfr.gov.mt. National insurance and social security. When you secure a job, you need to apply for a social security number, an NI number. You need this number before you start working. Therefore, you present this number to your employer, who will fill in your engagement form and send it to the public employees. This number allows the bearer to apply for and make social contributions. Social contributions are paid in order for you cover your healthcare, your pensions, and benefit schemes. You apply for the NI number, for the Social Security number, online via the website of the Department of Social Security. As a general rule, NI stands at 10% of the employee's wage, and is deducted. The employer contributes the same amount for the employee's NI contribution. Self-employed workers must pay their own NI depending on net income. Pensions and benefits in Malta. The general age of retirement here in Malta is 65 years for men and for women, with a conditional early retirement clause for those over 61. The full rate of the two-thirds pension will be equal to two-thirds of the pensionable income for a person who from the age of 18 has made a yearly average of 50 weeks of contributions over a period of, depending on the date of birth, 30 years for a person born on or after the 31st December 1951, 35 years for persons born between 1952 and 1961, and 40 years for persons born on or after the 1st of January 1952. Contributions credit conditionally available to persons who leave work to look after their children full-time. Other useful information. As we have already mentioned it before, there are two important documents that are the U1 and U2. That's the difference and what's the use. The U1 is a certification of insurances paid for unemployment benefits. On the other hand, the U2 is the authorization to export unemployment benefits. If you are registering in your home country and you are receiving unemployment benefits, when you move to the host country, you need to present the U2 document if you're going to transfer your unemployment benefits. Then there are the E104 or S041, they are the certification of insurance paid, and these are for sickness benefits purposes. Health. Here in Malta we have two main hospitals. The Mater Dei Hospital, the main island, Malta, and there's the Gozo General Hospital in Gozo. Besides, there are a number of other specialized and private units across the country. There are as well a number of local health centers across the nation that provide medical services to those in need. Healthcare is funded by the state, the national healthcare, through compulsory social security taxes. Obviously, the fact that you are paying national contributions entitle you to free health services from the national health services. So, if you are working here in Malta and you're paying your contributions, you need to present a copy of your work contract and of your payslip and you will be entitled for the same service like all the other nationals. On the other hand, if you are unemployed or you are searching for a job, you need to present if you have an EHIC E111 card, if it's still available. If you don't have the EHIC E111 card, then you need to have a private health insurance. For more information, you can visit the website of the Entitlement Unit of the Department of Health, ehic.gov.uk. Working conditions. We work for 40 hours plus 8 hours overtime a week. This is the EU regulation in respect to employment. All employees are entitled to a break every 6 hours, while there is a rest period of 11 consecutive hours per day plus 24 consecutive hours per week. There is the national minimum wage legislation as well. No employer can give less than this amount to any employee. Normally, the minimum wage is given to inexperienced, unskilled workers. For more information, an employee who is over 18 years, the minimum wage is 179.33 euro cents. On the other hand, for people aged 17, it's 172 euros and 55 euro cents, and youths under the age of 17, it is 169 euro and 71 euros. There is a leave entitlement equivalent of 5 weeks and 1 working day or 208 hours calculated on the basis of 40 hours. For more information, you can visit the website of the Department of Industrial and Employment Relations. For your information as well, the amount of leave will increase again next year following the budget speech that was published a month ago. Cost of living here in Malta. Here is a sample of the prices for things that you use every day, like bread, which costs around €1 and 15 euro cents, milk, euro cents, eggs cost per dozen €2 and 46 euro cents, potatoes €1 and 75 euros, and other useful things for daily living. Renting and accommodation in the island. Most rental accommodation is privately owned and properties can be located on estate agents' websites or on daily newspapers, as well as periodical property magazines and the internet and social media. Most rental contracts range from 6 months to a limit of 10 years or as negotiated with the agent, unless you deal directly with the landlord. The agent service charges 50% of the first month rent plus VAT. Rent is normally paid in advance, with 1 month's rent paid as a deposit when you first visit. Whilst the rental costs will vary based on area, as well as Malta is a small island, so the rental prices are not greatly different from one place to the next. The average rental price for a 2-bedroom flat is between 1,000 and 1,500 euros per month. Therefore, when doing your search before you move, keep these costs in mind and make the comparison with the salary that's being offered, so that you will not be exposed and you are going to pay more rent than you're going to receive as monthly salary. Education. Education in Malta is comprised by primary, secondary, post-secondary, and university. Primary and secondary are compulsory education, The compulsory schooling starts from 5 years unto 16 years. We have three types of schools available: those that are state-owned, state-operated. There are the private schools, Catholic schools, and the independent schools. In further education, there are also a number of institutions that offer diplomas, degrees, the postgraduate level, and there is the University of Malta, which is a public university. In recent years, Malta has become a hub for tuition of the English language for foreign students over there, largely because of the large English-speaking population. Public transport. In the last years, public transport in Malta has changed dramatically from the old classical buses that were privately family run in a cooperative to private companies. There were a lot of changes, but now it seems that the public transportation system has started moving regularly under this new operator. Buses are the cheapest and most useful transportation. We don't have we don't have trains or trams here in Malta, so it's the bus that you need to use. Most routes operate between 5 in the morning and 11 in the evening, and there's a night service between 11 and 4 in the morning. Buses nowadays are not those classical that you see in websites or photographs of Malta or on souvenirs, but are modern buses. They are not anymore painted in orange and red, but they are all green, showing the company logos. The fares are divided by hourly rate, daily rate, weekly rate, or monthly rate. To get cheap prices, it's important that you have the bus card, the Tallinja card. And obviously, there are special rates for elderly people and for students. For more information, you can visit the Malta Public Transport website. Maltese culture. The Maltese people, being Mediterranean people, are friendly, relaxed. During the summer months, you can go out to drink, have a coffee. There are many street coffees. You can walk at your own leisure, go to the seafront promenades, and it's quite active. Obviously, this year was a particular year and everything was more quiet. But hopefully, from the coming summer and from the coming spring, things will get back to life, to the normal life of meeting people, welcoming people. The Maltese Islands have been invaded during their history and had different conquests. So the culture of the Maltese people reflects the history of these islands. Islands from people that have visited this country, from Romans, the British, the Carthaginians, all left their influence on this island. In the language we speak, in our habits, in everything. Yet many aspects of the Maltese native culture still survive, such as cuisine, folklore, crafts, and religious devotion. The latter having given birth to many traditions, such as Malta's famous festa. That during this last year, this last summer, had been put on a hold because of this particular situation. Hopefully, hopefully again, like I said before, everything will get back to normal and even the local village festas will start being celebrated. The official language. Malta has an official language, has its own language, has the Maltese language. Although English is also officially adopted and we use, obviously, we use English for business and for work, we also have our own Maltese. Jobs Plus, as the public employment service, offers Maltese for foreigners. And these courses are free. But then there are the private institutions that offer languages. Some important aspects, obviously, before we conclude this presentation. I want to thank you and tell you grazie for hearing this presentation. You are most welcome to move to Malta to work and live here. And if you come to this island, we tell you merhaba to our country. These are some of the Maltese words that we use, that you will be hearing if you eventually move to this island. So thank you again, grazie again for the patience to hear this presentation, and hope to see you in the near future to welcome you in this island and to tell you merhaba to our. For more information, obviously, if you need more information about this presentation or anything other related to living and working here in Malta, you can send us an email on eures.jobsplus@gov.mt. You can visit the Public Employment Services website, jobsplus.gov.mt, or our website, euresmarta.com. You can phone us directly on 356-220-1260 or 267. You can even contact us on our Facebook page, EURES Malta, Finding a Job Across Europe, where regularly we upload information that's necessary and important for people who want to move to Malta. We also, as well, are online every Friday via the EURES chat services that is available by visiting the EURES Portal. And obviously, after this presentation and during these 2 days, we are available on this platform, on the IOLAVORO, so that if you have any question, you can chat with us and discuss with us anything either in relation to this presentation or other work opportunities here. Thank you and welcome.